Saturday morning. Pretty much totally overcast. Of course, it's overcast, so there's no dew. Well, there is in a couple spots. A couple of trucks got really wet hoods, but no windows are wet. Figure that one out. Machine shed roof is soaked. My plan this morning was to go over early with the big baler and bale up what number one raked yesterday. Well, guess what? I guarantee it's sopping wet over there, so much for that. So then the next plan of attack, a couple of reasons for it. One was loading on part of a side hill. These stacks were all laden. This one here I actually pushed up with the John Deere because it was leaning out here almost a full bale. Same with that one. I boogered up when I put that second one in. I was up too high when I backed up. Lost a bale off the top, which took two more with it. Hence, there's a bale stuck underneath the edge of the stack and one there, and the other already got out of the way. So, I got to thinking the other reason is we backed the baler off a little bit, doing a little custom job. The other reason is it was just flat out too dry when I baled, but got to get it off the field. Hopefully leave some color to it. That stack is from over where number one just raked yesterday, where she lost the hydraulic line. Oh, the bottom. This stack? Oh, no. Okay, this whole stack is off where she made little bales last, down the creek bottom. So is this one. Oh, I got a package yesterday. I'm just going to show you real quick. Yeah, I pushed a little too far apparently, so that stack's split. But the front two stacks are in good shape as far as standing. Got a package yesterday. UPS was kind of late last night with it. It was, I don't know, 5:30. And I went and got it from the front of Mom's house when I took a shower. The bad thing is I left shop lights on last night, so when my wife went out to take a shower, she saw and chewed my ass. Then she told me I had stacks falling down. Well, they haven't moved in 6 hours. I don't think they're going to fall down before morning. That made her even madder. I got these genuine parts here, and caster fork assembly, genuine parts. When I got through all this stuff, I mean, I can even go to some stores I've never heard of, because I got the grocery bags now. Nice grocery bags too. And then we have it. See, the one I got is missing from here, to in here somewhere. All this with the switches is gone, and this came with the switches. Even came with the blanks for here, which is cool. Roundabout stuff. Bruce Naday was kind enough to do some searching for me, and he found this. He did a little barter and a little horse trading for it. The guy that had this wanted some parts that Bruce had, and say he had this. This cost me absolutely nothing other than a very, 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 very big thank you to Bruce, because that was all part of their horse trading deal. And somebody's vibrating my phone already this morning. I guess it is that late. It's 7. I got to looking at this, and I do believe, I'm not going to show that part of it. You know, it actually was shipped to Bruce in the day at my address. Well, actually, at our farm's address. I don't know if I pronounce it right or not. H-E-R-L, Harrell, I would assume. Harrell Truck. He happens to be the shop that makes the steel roofs for the versatile tractors in Kansas. And thanks to Bruce, I'm connected with the man on Facebook. And chatted with him about the roof and told him, this has been a couple weeks ago, told him no offense, but $1,000 for a roof, I can build it for less than that, because that's one of the things we do is metal fab. If I didn't have a choice, and if between a $900 used plastic roof that they wouldn't ship and a $1,000 roof from him, I didn't have the ways and means of building it myself, I would buy one from him. He seems to be the versatile man of Kansas. What I've seen, he seems to know his stuff. And a little bit I've talked with him. He's not uneducated on this stuff. And I'll show you something else today. This is the other way my morning's gone. And calves don't belong out there. They're all supposed to be out back in the bottom in the horse pasture. There's 3 of them up there. They were down in the lane, headed up there, but they're up there this morning. By the way, it's 57 degrees and like 92% humidity. So just walking around, I'm already sweating my ass off. I'm almost as wet as I was when I finished the day up yesterday. Here's the other thing I wanted to show you. Dip and Chit. That was with a CH, by the way. Chit. These 2 are in here for now. And if she tears that gate up, you're going to watch her get slaughtered. They were standing right on the other side of this gate this morning. That was at 5:45 when I saw them there. Opened the gate up. Of course, they wanted to head south, so they headed south, and I snuck around them, and they snuck farther out. I just went ahead and went to feeding. Time I had buckets full, they were in here. Got that gate shut so they couldn't go nowhere. Such a pain in the butt. And you know how nice it would have been to actually been able to utilize, without the weeds, 20 acres of grass out there? But, government programs pay better than farmers do. Especially when I'm sure what they're doing is, since they insisted we irrigated last year, they're going to get paid for irrigated crop ground and not non-irrigated, or not just pasture ground. The difference, last prices I knew, the difference was $60 an acre versus $400 an acre. If somebody wants to pay me $400 an acre, I'd be happy. And that $400 an acre the government's paying is more than any farmers are paying that are using the irrigated ground. Last I heard, the highest of those guys was paying like $350, and that's somebody that's getting a double crop off of it. So anyway, okay, there's my pushing 10 minutes of the day. And I've been a bad boy. They haven't got grain every morning because I got to walk the plank. I got to scoop. I can't scoop out of the bins very well because when I bend over, I want to keep falling over. It doesn't work that well for me right now. We're counting the days, literally. This is the 1st, and on the 12th, I go in. On the 12th, I won't be worth a damn. I believe my appointment's at 8 or 8:30 in the morning, so I'll be home by, well, they don't screw around in there too long. I should be home by 10 or 11, and literally come home, flop on the bed, flop around like a fish out of water for half an hour until I find that sweet, comfortable spot, and I'll literally pass out for the rest of the day. And I'll get up and feel just about like I do right now for a few days, till it finally takes full effect. And then, quite literally, life will become bliss compared to what it is. So, I'm thinking I might just sneak around to the skid steer and push that set back up. I can get it in here. Then at least I can pick up full sets to set them in on that one. That one I can't till I get down a ways. Is what it is. And yeah, that one, the same thing happened. I got it up too high before it went back. So, all right, there's your 10 minutes of ramblings this morning. I don't know if you can hear that noise or not. That's rain. It's not supposed to do that, but yeah. I got 6 stacks to get in before I can pick any more up. Number one was going to go start stacking big bales in the field. Guess what? May as well leave them out now. Hell of a lot better chance of drying. And I gotta get this thing going. Wasn't for having to screw around with a couple of frickin' yearlings this morning that were in the wrong place, I would have been a lot farther today. It's like just after 8 o'clock. Wasn't for that, I could have had a few stacks in by now. Oh well. You know what I'm going to be doing in the rain, which is a pain in the butt with a windshield and no wiper. Well, you seen the first stack when it was, oh, what, about the top of the picture there. Now there's more on top. And now you see this one. It's always a pain in the butt to tie it in when you got to go narrow. I got to go narrow because we got to have a walkway. I sent a picture to Straight Pipes earlier. I had to show him how I lean this first stack. Okay, I am holding the camera pretty much exactly level. That hole right there is the split between the 2 stacks. And I am going straight up. Hey, wait a minute. That's off like 3/4 of a bale at the top. I do that for a reason. And I hate doing it if I don't have enough hay to put this second stack in. If this first stack is straight, when you put the second stack in and the third stack in, where the ground's pretty much flat where the first one is. I know I'm moving you too fast. Then it's on a slope here, more of a slope there. The couple of years that my dad actually put hay in the barn years ago, he put the first stack in straight. And at the time I was working in the woods logging, I got a phone call. What do I do? What do I do? Well, first one was in straight. Second one he put in tight to it, but with the hill it leaned it. And we had, I don't know how many boards. We wedged in down there and went up the face of it and braced back to the poles and braced back to the beam and braced back to the feeder. Literally, you could not walk through here. We had to go out on the top of the feeder and step over the bracing until we got it broke down. And the reason it was the issue it was because he got this first one too freaking straight. Actually, he kept it flush on his side. And see, there's a difference depending on which way the bale sets are. Well, flush on that side leaves all these little holes on this side. And then when you try to do that again, and every other one's pushing hard on the first stack, and you're trying to make it straight with the world over there, this one just kind of goes, ee. So, yeah, it's still leaning pretty good, but I'll push against it a little more. May just put the last few up above crosswise instead. I don't like doing that either because I like to keep them tied in. Kind of like I don't like going 2 in a row the same way. But that one's alternated all the way up good. So it ain't going to fall this direction. And this one is stepped in a little, so it ain't going to fall this direction. That's the direction I worry about. Like I say, we spend all winter walking through here. A little different than when I was a kid. When I was a kid, we didn't have a walkway here. This side of the barn was filled with hay literally clear up to where the toolbox and refrigerator are. And the other side was full of hay, the same distance. And in the center we filled with straw. And in the center we went 3 high with the whole thing. And then put a walkway through the middle so we could get up to feed in here. I don't miss having to do it that way. And we always ran out of straw because you got a 4-foot wide strip with no straw. And we don't use very many big bale or little bales of hay in here anymore. Although Mom wants to feed the weaned calves inside instead of outside. And, you know, she used to do that when she was younger than I am. And you know, we keep a little bit of hay up there just because. The rest of that up there is straw. But, you know, like I said, she was younger than I am when she used to feed it. And it was 3 bales every day, drug out on the catwalk and carried length of the feeder and dumped in because you can't throw it that far. So, and I got to watch it here. We're getting a little close to the tractor. I'm probably going to hold it right there. I'm not going to push it out like the front one is. I mean, worst comes to worst, I can climb up the steps and go over the tire to get to the cab. And before we're done, I may have to clean the stuff off of it and fire it up and move it out, because I'm probably going to put a little bit of hay behind it in here. I just wish I had some place to park it besides right here. And if I put hay back there and I move some other stuff around, it can pull on up here too. It don't have to sit clear back in. It's just that's where it's out of the way. Should be no problem firing up and moving it. Unless those damn batteries went bad sitting there for the last, what, month and a half. And if that's the case, well, that's why we got long jumper cables on the service truck. Hopefully they'll reach. Well, they'll at least reach to the starter. That's not a problem. Anyway, it's going to be a long video. It's going to be kind of like Straight Pipes video. Get me a half-hour video. Hope you watch to the end. Oh yeah, number 1's up there changing knives on the mower. Wasn't going to, but I'm going to cut that out and it's short. I don't want knives that are wore that much. Use good sharp knives and it should cut it clean. And I don't think I'm going to go. I'm pretty sure we're not going to cut that other crappy field. There's a few patches. The oats are pretty good in it. It's way too far along for hay, so I think we're just going to go up there and see what we get for seed out of it. I'm not going to run a combine over the whole thing. It ain't worth it. The disc is going to do most of it. But, yeah, I got my messes out here. I got to set some sets up by hand to go in because it's just easier. And I don't like using tie tiers until I get up to the top of the stack because they're a little different shaped. They don't support as well at the bottom. I am getting up where I'll probably put a couple tie tiers up. But for right now, I got to play around. And hopefully I got room to get all that stack in. Oh yeah, I will. What won't fit up above, I'll start the next one down below. I can leave these 2 against the backstop. It's easier dumping against a stack than it is dumping against the backstop. And I still got 1 stack on the machine, and I got 1 full stack sold. I just got to pick it up and then get it delivered. So, and yeah, my mess out here, it's all tie tiers. Except that one's one I had to split up, but the rest is tie tiers that I've been using off of to make what I need. Oh yeah, and there's one you really haven't seen for a while. The back of her head, that's daughter number 3. Number 2 and number 4 took off to town. They all spent, I don't know, a couple hours this morning working on fence. And that rain we had earlier, well, you can tell it did a lot here where I'm driving. Yeah, a bunch of pock marks in the driveway is all it did. Just enough that those bales that were on top when I started are on top of the stack in there, so they'll dry. These here might be dry by now, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, wasn't too bad till after it rained. Now it's humid as hell. So, with that, I gotta get back to work. Gotta do something today, right? Gotta remember what I was gonna put in there. Now I remember. A set of 5 over there. Not the 4 on this side, the 5 over there. And if I get you more, I get you more. If not, hey, you know, hit the like button and subscribe. They say it's free. Thanks for watching, everybody.